His name was Khalil Wimes, and he died yesterday at the age of 6. He was a mere 25 pounds, and police say he showed signs of almost daily beatings. His parents are now in custody. They are charged with killing their son. It is Wednesday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is a case of deadly child abuse. Police say Khalil Wimes was abused by his parents, but a question is also, was he neglected by the system? Wimes lived at 1819 South 22nd Street. 48-year-old Floyd Wimes and his wife, 44-year-old Tina, have been charged with murder. Police say they tortured their son by beating him daily and failed to feed him. Homicide detectives were back at the home today looking for evidence of abuse. Neighbors tell Action News that while they did see his 3-year-old sister, they didn't know Khalil even lived there. His 6 other siblings had case files with DHS and were taken away for foster care or for adoption. Action News reporter Dan CUELLAR talked exclusively with members of Khalil's father's side of the family. Dan, what did you learn from them tonight?
Well, Jim, we learned from them that Khalil had previously been removed from his parents' care because of a history of violence, but were sent back to them. In our exclusive interview, they say they had pleaded with DHS and the court system to remove him and his 3-year-old sister from their parents' care. But despite numerous pleas and all sorts of letters that they wrote, they were left in their care. And now this happened.
I'm devastated. My whole family is devastated. Anybody who knew us and knew him are devastated.
Tearful and distraught relatives say it was clear early on to them and ultimately DHS and the court system that 44-year-old Tina Wimes and her 49-year-old husband Floyd were unfit to be parents, heavily using drugs, living in squalor, and abusing their children. 6 of them had previously been taken away from them and placed in foster care. When Khalil was a week old, he too was taken away and placed in the care of his cousin, Alicia Nixon.
We raised him for 3 years. Nonstop, constantly loving him and taking care of him and making sure he was okay. And his parents fought us tooth and nail until they got him back, and then they killed him.
We begged, we pleaded, we tried everything legally possible to get the children.
Even so, Khalil and his 3-year-old sister Amaya were left in their parents' care. First and foremost, relatives blamed the parents, but they also blamed DHS and the courts for failing to listen to common sense.
They made this poor decision to place him back with the very people that they took him from. And then now you have a family in unspeakable grief and the guilt that we may even feel deep down inside.
DHS is supposed to protect the children. He was in a very safe home. He was ripped from the safe home, taken back to squalor. I'm really saddened, but I'll be honest with you, I'm extremely angry. I'm angry right now.
We asked the mayor's office for comment. They referred us to police. But when we asked police...
What about DHS? Why did DHS not know about these kids?
I can't comment on that.
Now, citing confidentiality laws, a DHS spokeswoman says it was unable to comment on the case. However, sources within the administration cite that DHS had no open cases on the 2 children and could not otherwise explain why they were in Tina and Floyd Wimes' custody, given the history of violence and drug abuse. We're live here at police headquarters. Dan CUELLAR, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you, Dan.